Hey, and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I built my own App Store optimization tool to save some money. And also, I wasn't quite sure that the tools I was using providing me the data that I wanted. So I'm going to talk about how I built the tool, how it helped me with what I'm trying to see, and then see how you can utilize it if you wish, or how you go about building your own one that matches the criteria that you want to see, because not all apps are the same, and not all App Store optimization is the same for every single app. So let's get into it. And before we do, if you do like this video, I'd love a like and subscribe. It will really help me continue making these types of videos. So I've been building this this tool here, and it's not quite ready or even working properly, but doing the job that I wanted to for the moment. And as you can see here, you've got your popularity and difficulty for each keyword. And then I've got all my different apps, and I can sort it by the apps and see where I'm ranking on those and how popular those terms are versus how difficult they are to rank for, and so on. And yeah, so what I did was I built a very simple Python script, and to be honest, I used a lot of Claude for this. So Claude is a great tool for this. So definitely utilize Claude, but it's just a Python script where I can run lots of different commands, like creating the board or tracking where I'm ranking. I can add new apps, I can add new keywords, and all it does is it calls a lot of different APIs to build up the data based on my specific requirements. So yeah, I mean, this is easier as just running a Python script based on, I've left all the information up here on how I run the script and so on. But yeah, it's just a Python script that does things based on my specific for running the popularity settings and the difficulty metrics. So yeah, so how do I calculate the stats? So I can share a repository with you, so leave a comment down below if you would like to take a look at it closer and maybe use it for yourself. If there's enough interest, I might make the repo public so that people can utilize this how they wish. But essentially what I did was I was doing some research and I found out the best way to figure out the popularity and stuff. So currently the way App Store optimization tools do it is they use Apple ads to figure out which keywords are being paid for the most in terms of, where the money is. So they use the Apple ads APIs to figure out which keywords get paid for, and that's how they figure out the popularity. The difficulty, I'm not quite sure how they calculate, to be honest with you, but I'll go in a bit of detail about how I'll calculate. But that's essentially the gist of it, how popularity is calculated. They use Apple ads, which isn't great metric, especially nowadays where Apple's changing the way that Apple ads works and the metrics that they're providing. So the data isn't always the best. So I've got App Sprint here still, and I will continue using this tool and paying for it because I do love the tool, but was trying to figure out if I can get some data for myself that is framed slightly differently to the way that the data is framed here. So for example here, let me give you an example. So I've got another stuff that I rank really highly on. So for example here, I rank number 1. So I rank for AI Prop Manager number 1 on United Kingdom. It's telling me the popularity is 52, difficulty is 16. It's saying it's a sweet spot, and I should be expecting between 2 and 12 downloads a day. And if I'm being honest, I'm not getting anywhere near those amount of downloads. I'm probably not even getting any downloads from this keyword. So in the UK. And that's where kind of my initial gripe started, where I was looking at these, where we're ranking quite highly, here number 2, expecting between 17 and 70 downloads. I mean, I'm not even getting 10 downloads from this keyword, and I'm number 2 ranked on here. So I was starting to get confused, and I wanted to build up some of my own validation for some of these keywords. So what I did was I started to look at other ways to calculate popularity. Now here, I think I've got a bug where basically the maximum is 55, but let's assume that 55 is out of 100. And if we look at the same keyword prompt for United States, we go to US and then prompt vol, So here's telling me the popularity is 8 and the difficulty is 25. Now, difference between this and this is what I've gone to do is I've actually gone in and I've used the APIs to calculate the popularity. I got the top 10 results and then I've seen which ones directly target that keyword. So for example, prompt, what's this one? Prompt vol. So the ones that directly target keywords, so this app here in particular, prompt vol, so the ones that actually target that keyword, and then review how many ratings those apps have. Now, because if they're targeting that particular keyword and they have a lot of ratings, it means that that particular app highly values of this particular keyword. Therefore, they're also getting a lot of reviews. Now you can see here, Provolt ranked number 1, but it has 0 reviews, which means that it's targeting a keyword that not many people are actually searching for. So I couple that with Apple's own search API, where I test to see how long before Apple automatically suggests the keyword before I have to start typing. So for example, if I have to type in prompt space V before I see prompt for as a suggestion, then I might see that it's not a very popular search because not a lot of people are searching for it automatically. Whereas if you type in PR and then one of the first suggestions is prompt vol, then it means a lot of people are actually searching for that in the Apple App Store. So that's how I calculate the popularity. So it's based on how many apps are targeting that specific keyword and how many reviews they've got, in addition to having the App Store's own search suggestions reviewed against each term to see how likely it is to be recommended by Apple's own search mechanism. Now, for difficulty, I do a very basic calculation for difficulty. I basically look at the top 10 apps within a specific term. So, for example, prompt vol, as we saw here, I was having a look, how many apps target that term and how many reviews they've got against it. So there's only 2 apps that are targeting that specific keyword, and they don't have very many ratings against them. So it means that I should be able to rank quite easily against that term. However, it might not be a very popular term, but it's easy to rank for because there's only 2 apps that target it and they're in the top 10, and they don't have very many reviews, so they're not going to be high up the chain of apps that will get shown. So yeah, that's roughly how the app works. And I think it works great for finding actual popular keywords, in my opinion. And I will be testing this out and letting you know how I get on with it. So yeah, I think the benefits are clear. I think you should be better able to find those popular keywords to target. Now, some of the negatives with this is, one is a Python script, so the process is a little bit manual. You might be able to tie it in with Claude. I'm not sure yet, but you might be able to get Claude to run it somehow, get Cowork to run it on a specific day-to-day basis and so on. But yeah, I mean, it's a Python script, so it's a little bit manual and it's extremely slow at the moment, so I need to work on making it faster. But it takes a good hour or so to get all the data I need for all the keywords. I've got over 1,000 keywords, so yeah, it takes a long time to get all the data I need, which is, not great. And the other negative is that I can potentially miss out some of the up-and-coming keywords that you won't see necessarily straight away. So if there's a new term that people are all of a sudden using in things like social media, you might not necessarily see that straight away in the search terms because it takes a bit of time for apps to start targeting those terms before you see that in the results. So yeah, you might miss some up and coming new keywords doing this method as well. So that's another negative to keep in mind with what I'm doing. But yeah, if there's a lot of interest, I'll definitely share the repository, GitHub repository. So let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see this. Any other improvements to how I calculate popularity as well as difficulty, I'd love to hear about it as well. So let me know down in the comments below. And if you enjoy this video, again, I'd love a like and subscribe so that I can continue making these videos. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.